So
Yeah.
let's just say my focus is going to be, veterinarians. All right. But now I have some CPA come to me and he's got a suitcase full of money that he wants to spend on marketing and he wants to work with me. What do I do?
Well, I mean, as the founder, you can do whatever you want, but I would recommend that you would say it depends on where you're at. Obviously, it's very situational, but if we're being sort of philosophical here, you would say no. And I'll give you an example from Scorpion, where we were focused in on attorneys originally, then other verticals. But let's just say for attorneys, because we did websites and local SEO and PPC and sort of the marketing suite for an attorney, digital marketing suite, we had built effectively a conveyor belt. When a client signs a contract, then these three things happen. And then when those done, these things happen. It's a very, very systematic process, which allowed us to streamline our operations, allowed us to do a lot of great things, including being very profitable. And we would call it the Ferrari assembly line. But anytime we would put a Hyundai in the Ferrari assembly line, it would gum up the whole assembly line. So you end up creating a lot of sort of operational costs that disrupts a lot of the efficiencies that you're trying to build in your company. And I think that what you're referencing is what happens frequently, which is, well, we've been focusing in on veterinarians, and from the side door, we've got this CPA who's got a suitcase of money. What do you do? Well, as a founder, I think you have to weigh the cost of servicing that revenue relative to using those resources to go out and get more veterinarians. And I think from a practical perspective, vast majority of agency founders that I'm aware of will start off as a generalist, meaning they'll go into business, they'll go on Facebook to put up a post, hey, I'm an agency now, who needs lead gen or whatever, and they'll end up getting a lot of business. And that's great. The challenge becomes when they get to the size where having all that variety in their business causes them to lose employees, lose clients, and so on and so forth. And it's at that point where I think there's a psychological barrier that they have to get through to stop saying yes to bad revenue, because that's what got them there in the first place. They're
Right.
successful because they said yes. And so there's a natural bias within all of us that gets triggered when we say no to opportunity, right? It's in our DNA to some respects to want to, find and capitalize on opportunity. But ultimately, the speed to which the agency will see the results of the specialization is dependent, at least in part, their ability to turn away distractions that veer them away from the specialty.